Good morning, all. Good morning, all. So, in the last class, we were discussing about bookmaking process to various routes. So, we have started with Beehive bookmaking method. I can see in this particular slide the Beehive ovens. This was the initial state of producing coke, where we used to do charging and discharging manually. And due to the low productivity of these ovens and due to poor quality of coke, whatever it is coming out from these Beehive ovens, then we went for other methods of producing coke, like non-recovery coke ovens or byproduct coke ovens. And these Beehive ovens, you can say it is a prototype of non-recovery coke ovens, whatever today we are seeing. So almost this type of coke ovens are abundant today. So these coke ovens are basically constructed with fire bricks, and the coal is charged from the top of the ovens, and the bed is leveled from front side manually. This is the front side, you can say. But you can clearly witness that process here also. There is a door at the front side, and whatever the coal is used to charge into these ovens is to charge from the top of these ovens. And the front door is usually getting used to close with some rock and mud, leaving a small gap on the top of these ovens so that a small amount of air will pass through and the combustion of coal will take place. Thermal energy, whatever it is stored in the previous heat, that used to be used for the evolution of the volatile matter which is present in the coal. And this volatile matter, once it expels out, when it comes in contact with air, the heat, the enormous amount of heat is generated, and that heat will be used for the cooking of your coal, the top surface. And this heat, you can see in this particular picture, it is clearly represented that the heat, whatever it is generated, top surface of the coal bed, that heat used to travel upwards, and again it used to be reflected back to the down surface, and that heat is slowly get circulated to the bottom of your coal bed. So in this way, the cooking used to be done in the Beehive kind of coke ovens. It takes nearly 48 to 72 hours for this entire process to take place. And the cooking used to proceed onwards in an unidirectional way. So there is a unidirectional heating used to be happen. And once the cooking time is finished, this stone door used to be removed and coke used to be removed out, or you can say ragged out manually from these ovens. So the problem here is that due to the unidirectional heating, the top layer of your coal bed used to expose the cooking temperatures for longer duration, and only top layer used to get cooked well, and sometimes it used to be overcooked also. Whereas bottommost part of your bed, coal bed, that does not used to participate in the cooking process, and because of which, or you can say the sufficient amount of heat is not percolated through the bed of your coal, because of which there is a non-uniformity in the cooking process used to take place across the thickness of the bed, and because of which the productivity of the ovens used to get decreased, and the quality of the coke, whatever it is produced, is also declined. The advantages of these heat kind of coke ovens is the process is very simple, and you don't need of any skilled labor for the preparation or the construction of these ovens. Investment is very less, and you have a flexibility of using different kinds of coals for the preparation of the food. Parallelly, there are some disadvantages also there with this kind of process. That is, you're not able to recover byproducts from this oven, and a good amount of pollution is to be generated during the manufacturing of the coke by these ovens. And not only that, productivity of the ovens is also very, very less. Quality of the coke, whatever it is generating, is also less. So to overcome these problems, that is, to make an coke of good quality, having a uniform cooking process within the duration of cooking time, we come up with another method of cooking process by using different construction, that is nothing but a non-recovery coke oven process. And this non-recovery coke oven process will address the limitations of Beehive kind of coke oven process. So in the name itself, it is mentioned non-recovery. Means you will not find any other byproducts from this particular process. The only output from these ovens are oven and a certain amount of waste gases after combustion. This comes out from the ovens, and that waste gas is used for the generation of electricity by passing through the waste heat recovery boilers, so that this heat will come in contact with the water circulating pipes inside the boiler, and your the vapor, whatever it is there, the steam, whatever it is generated, that will be used for the power generation. This is the only thing which is the outcome of the non-recovery coke oven process. So the principle behind this non-recovery coke oven process is that the volatile matter, whatever it is present in the coal, used to get expelled out when you subject the coal cake into the coke ovens, and the volatile matter used to get combusted in the oven itself in the presence of controlled air. Across the length of the ovens, we have some ports, the top of the ovens, and also in the doors also we have some small ports for the air to pass through, and this small controlled quantity of air, when it comes in contact with this BM, so they will be get combusted, and that generates enormous amount of heat, and that heat is again utilized for the coke making process. So there is no external source of heat is utilized here for the coke making process. And these ovens operate under a negative pressure, and the byproducts of carbonization are burnt within the oven itself. So because of this, the emissions during the process is very less compared to that of the other processes. So in this non-recovery coke oven process, the main product is the coke, and the heat, whatever it is recovered from the waste gases, are used for the generation of electricity, which is, you can say, as a secondary product. So this is the pictorial view of non-recovery coke oven process, where you can see a series of ovens, which is a series of ovens we call it as a battery, and you can see if you consider one single oven, you can see the sectional features of it. You have a chamber, the combustion of the coal, and you have the downcomers, where the heat, whatever it is generated within the ovens, that will be travel through these downcomers and pass through the sole pipes at the bottom, so that the bottommost part of your coal cake is also undergo the cooking process. You can see here the sequence of operations what we undergo during the coke making process. As I already earlier discussed in the previous class, that we have a stamp charging system is there, where your coal, which is grinded to less than 3 mm size, that is subjected for the stamping process by applying 10 tons of load, and we are preparing a coal cake. You can see the coal cake around 50 tons, and this coal cake is subjected into the coke ovens from one end, And once the coal cake is inserted, the cooking process start undergoing inside the ovens for a duration of around 68 to 72 hours. And then once the cooking is done, the entire coke is push a car into a quench car, and this quench car will be moving towards the quenching station where your red hot coke is cooled down using water as a media, cooling media. And I already informed in the previous class also the dimensions of this whole cake. It will be of similar to that of the width and length of the whole cake is similar to that of your dimensions of your oven. And as per our plant data is concerned, as I told you that a series of ovens is called as one battery. So in our plant, we consider 11 ovens as one battery. And like that, there are 16 batteries are there. Means we have 16 into 11, we have 176 ovens are there. And if you see the dimensions of the oven, its length is around 13 meters and the width is around 3.5 meters. So this is the condition of the oven when it is in empty. It is in red hot condition. You can see the door is open, and you can also see some ports here for the air passing, so that the cooking process can take place effectively. And it is basically from outside you see a steel structure, but it is inside a refractory lined oven chamber. And also, if you keenly observe, there are some ports which are present inside also. These ports are nothing but the passage for the downcomers, where the heat travels down across its height of the oven, and then it passes from the downwards across one end to the other end and comes out from the other end of your oven. These refractory lining, whatever used in these ovens, are of silica refractory bricks. The reason is that these silica refractory bricks have high resistance to expansion and they have good thermal conductivity and also resistance to the dust accumulation. Because of these reasons, we use silica bricks as a refractory inside the ovens. The lifespan of these refractory bricks is around 15 years, approximately. And the procedure, if you see, you want to start a newly lined coke oven or if you want to restart the shutdown coke oven, and the process which we follow is that we basically generate the heat which is required for the cooking process to take place. That heat is basically created by charging steam coal. Initial stages used to charge steam coal inside these ovens, and this steam coal is allowed to heat for a duration of approximately 2 months continuously. Slow heating basically takes place so that all these refractories will attain coke making temperatures, and the chamber will be in the red hot condition so that it is ready for the charging of your whole cake, the coke making process to take place. So the temperature is required is approximately 1100 degrees centigrade for cooking takes place. So to attain those temperatures, we used to use steam coal. We used to fill these ovens initially with the steam coals and we used to ignite it, and for a duration of approximately 2 months. So the slow heating, the temperature should attain. Once the ovens attains the required temperature, then you just clear this oven, you push the entire coal outside, and the oven looks like this. So before we go in details of the coke making process, there's a short video which I have captured during one of our visit to our plant. So this video will give an entire overview of the total coke making process by non-recovery method. So please witness this entire process. So this is the stamped coal cake which we discussed in the previous class. We are pushing the stamped coal cake into the coke oven. You see, once the coal cake is subjected for the oven environment, it starts. There's a good amount of smoke is generating. That means the combustion is already getting started. You can see the sheet is empty, and yeah, you can see this is the condition of the oven. Now this oven, the door is closing, and the empty space which is left at the sides are filled with this glass wool. Yeah. So this is the other end of the oven. So here you just remember there is a pipe at the top of these ovens. Okay. Similarly, at the front end also you have a similar pipe. Okay, you can see here there is another pipe which is connecting the the exhaust pipes of different ovens. You see, this is one oven, and at this corner this is connected. Similarly, this corner it is connected to this pipe. Okay, so like this, a series of exhaust pipes of ovens are connected to a single pipe here. So similarly, another pipe is located at the front face also. So whatever the coal cake we have subjected into the oven, it has undergone the cooking process, and now the coke is about to push into the punch cart. The red hot coke, whatever it is, prepared, that is pushing into the punch cart. Yeah, from one end to plunger, we are just pushing that entire coke, and the other end, coke is coming out and it is settling in the punch cart. See the condition of the coke. Yeah, here in this picture, you can clearly, in this video, you can clearly see here at this area, you have a window kind of a 4 windows you could able to see above this plunger. Okay, so these are the outlets for the heat pass through the downcomers. So that heat will travel through downcomers. Yeah, here you can see in this particular side that heat will travel through this downcomer, and it will travel like this. And below you have the sole pipes are there. Through this sole pipe, this heat will travel across its length like this. From here, it will travel across its length, and it comes out from this particular end. Okay, so basically at the two ends of your two sides of your oven, you have these downcomers. So heat will basically travel through these downcomers, and then it travel